Yeah. What up? Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream. And, yeah, it's not a lie. I know it's crazy. I know it seems weird, but we're talking DC today. We're talking DC. And it's crazy, dude. This is like maybe the first real time that I've heard something leaked out or rumored for Gunn's Superman movie. And I was like, yo, that's cool. That could work. And dare I say, if it is true, which I guess technically Gunn could debunk it at any moment during the stream, depending on how he debunks it, it might not even really be debunked. But dare I say, I see the angle that he's taking with this, and I actually think it's really interesting. So I'm excited to get into that. I'm excited to talk about that because, yeah, I think it's really cool. So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get a little bit of an edumacation here, okay? And on top of that, it made me think and get excited about Superman in a way where I was thinking, and, you know, see what you guys think about this, but I was thinking we should turn this month, April, this month of deep dives over for the Nerdvenger streams, we should turn this into a deep dive on Superman. This was something that, we were talking about this in the Discord yesterday. I kind of dropped it in there, and I was like, yo, guys, we need to figure out what we're going to deep dive for the month. Every month this year so far, we have been deep diving on different nerdy things. We started with, like, Jack and Stan and, like, the true history of Marvel. We did a deep dive on George Lucas and the creation of Star Wars. We've recently just deep dived on the X-Men themselves. And I think what we should do for April is deep dive on Superman. Deep dive on not just the creation of Superman, but also how Superman becomes the comic book character that almost all comic book characters are derived from. And there's so many different Superman-esque characters in comics and, you know, just in fiction in general, in different fandoms and IP. And Superman really does hold a very special place in the pantheon of nerdy things, in the pantheon of comic books. He's the original, and there are so many spin-offs of the character in so many different ways. And it's funny because that is actually a part of what we're going to talk about today, because you've got derivative Superman all over. You know, like you've got Homelander and the boys. You've got Sentry. You've got Hyperion. You know, even to a degree, I would argue, like, Goku. You know what I mean? And so definitely has nothing to do with Trev bringing that up in the Discord. So let's not get it twisted. Let's just, you know, let's make sure to not give Trev any extra credit for this. But I do think this could be cool, man. This could be really, really cool. I also have this crazy book. It's this, like, collectible book that came, I believe it came with some kind of decorative plate, which I think is really weird, but it kind of dates the thing itself. In fact, I might get it, man. I might go get that shit in just a second here and show you guys. But it's this incredible book that goes through, like, Golden Age Superman, Silver Age Superman, into the more modern versions of Superman. And it's like this fantastic book that breaks down all of these different, not just like stories and things that Superman did, but also like how other people were reacting to that and responding to that. It's a fantastic book. And maybe we'll even, like, set up a camera so I can, like, maybe tonight, because we'll do the first of these streams tonight for the Nerdvengers. Maybe, like, I'll have the book out and literally, like, flip through and show you guys a bunch of that stuff. It's really cool, man. It's really cool. So that's kind of what I want to do for today. There's some other news out there. There's, like, a bunch of leaked set photos and set videos all about Punisher and Daredevil. And I think it looks awesome. The problem is I don't know how much that I can actually show on screen. There's like a weird legal thing that I'm involved with, and I can't really talk about it. But I don't know if I can show any of those set photographs or set videos, which is kind of tough because even like the trades, even the Hollywood trades, Variety did an article and they like showed all of it and everything like that. But I might not be able to show it, but I can certainly talk about it and I can tell you kind of where my head is at. There's one particular character and one particular plot thread that I think a lot of people are probably getting wrong. You know what I mean? And that has to do with the black detective that you see in some of the set photos that's wearing like the Punisher thing. And that detective is apparently Cole North. And Cole North is an awesome character that has like a really interesting, really cool sort of history and with Punisher and Daredevil. But I think it's different than what a lot of the scoopers think it is. You know what I mean? So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that. I watched X-Men 97 just before going live. Loved episode 4. It's a weird one because it kind of like splits the episode, right? In between some Storm and Forge stuff and then Jubilee and Sunspot. So it's a good episode, but it's like, it kind of could have been like 2 episodes. You know what I mean? Maybe my least favorite episode so far this season, but still an incredible episode. Really, really hyped up on the show. So I like that. We'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I wonder if there's anything else going on. You know, what else is happening out there, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys are doing well, huh? MCU Report over on Twitter. What's up? How you doing? X-Men 97 was good. Least fave? Yeah, but want a show? Yeah, I mean, Mojo's cool. I like Mojo a lot. There are other characters within like the Mojo verse that I like a lot. Like, you know, Longshot and Shatterstar and stuff. So we didn't really get to see, like, a bunch of them. But it was still cool. It was still cool. McRib Prime says, won't be giving Gunn a penny. Will never support a man who kicked a child, turned sick, twisted humor for reasons of penny, blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, man, that's your prerogative. That's absolutely your right. I don't feel the same way. You know? I don't feel the same way, but that's okay. Is Mojo being skinny due to ratings being down supposed to be a reflection of the current state of the MCU? Says Matthew over on Twitch. Damn! That's a great point, dude. That is a really interesting point. Can you share any news about Unity? I don't think so. I mean, right now we're just kind of working away. Let me check something real quick. Right now, we're just kind of working away. I'll tell you this. And look, you know, what happens with the team and everything behind the scenes should you really stay behind the scenes. But I will just say that I bet Stan, our artist, is a little frustrated with me. He's been working on one splash page and some designs of these new characters for a couple of days, and I'm just we're not there yet. You know what I mean? We're not there yet on these characters, and I need him to be better. But I think that's just, that happens. That's always a part of the process. Did you see the Punisher images? I did. They look awesome, dude. I'm very excited. And I think that show is really going to blow us away, dude. You know, I made this point before, but this Brad Winderbaum guy, right? He was in an interview. I forget exactly the context of the interview, but he was talking about how X-Men 97 and Loki Season 2, in the middle of, like, with all this shit going on, and Marvel has been sort of a shitstorm over the past couple of years. You know, I've talked about this a lot, but, like, dude, even going back a year and a half, before the fucking bottom fell out with Quantumania, Marvel already knew shit was going badly. They were already adjusting, right? And then it just got, like, worse and worse, and there's, like, chaos and all that kind of stuff, right? So in the middle of all of that, they had a lot of projects that, let's be honest, came out and were bullshit, right? But two projects in particular that are really, really good in the midst of all of that, Loki Season 2 and X-Men 97, okay? And I found it to be pretty encouraging that Brad said in an interview that it was experiences in post-production for Loki Season 2 and X-Men 97, which really made them believe they had to stop Daredevil Born Again, and they had to remake Daredevil Born Again. And I think that they do have the capacity, the ability to like recognize what is fire and what is good shit. It seems like they're leaning more on, nostalgia or what's already came before. I mean, they went from trying to do tonally something completely different than the Netflix show to now embracing the Netflix show, bringing all of these actors back. I mean, we've seen Kristen Ritter too. Like that was leaked in set photo too, so she's back. And X-Men 97, it feels so true to what that old show was. And the response has been very positive from the fan base. So as long as Marvel keeps doing that and they keep getting signals that's good, then I think we're gonna be okay. So yeah, man, I'm really happy with the Punisher being back. He looks fucking awesome. Daredevil Born Again, that's gonna be a special show, man. I'm really excited. I wonder if we'll be able to. Are we gonna get that by the end of this year? You guys think? It's been so up and down. I don't even know. Like, are we supposed to get it this year? Are we supposed to get it next year? I don't even know. The Kristen Ritter thing was April Fool's? Say it ain't so, bro. Say it ain't so. I think the tides are turning. Yeah, no, I absolutely believe the tides are turning. 100%, yeah. Why not 18? It's not 18 episodes anymore. I don't think we know how many episodes it is. I think a lot of the speculation on that was like hearsay, and we don't really know what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll get into it. But again, like, dude, I'm excited. This Superman stuff is cool. Like it's really cool, and I think there's some interesting stuff that you could tie to it. So I'm excited to get into that and talk about it. 2025, Spidey takes place after Daredevil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Josh, are you hyped for the Deadpool 3 post-credit scenes? Yeah, man. I think that's going to be cool. I don't even know what they are, but I'm assuming they're going to be dope. Justin Yale says, repping my fresh N-Men shirt today. Let's go. Nerd Vengers for life. Hey, appreciate it. We ordered some. I got to order a bunch more, and I also have to push the merch more. I haven't really been pushing it, but we got this awesome merch. And also, I took the name off. I took N-Men off the official name of the clothes because a lot of you guys were like, I don't know about that. So I just call it like mutant-inspired Nerd Vengers merch now. So I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm excited to get mine in too. It's really cool. And we got 2 more designs dropping soon. A couple of them, dude, the one design is going to blow your freaking minds. And I'm hyped, man. I'm really excited to rock some of this stuff for real. Wouldn't it be the J-Man anyway? I don't know, Adam. I don't know. Get a coffee cup up. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Get a coffee cup going on. That would show people how dope it is for sure. Give me the cool shit now. Hey, relax. The N-Men are woke. Oh, Jesus. Sweet Christmas. Here we go. When do we get more live action Star Wars? Well, the Acolyte's coming out. The L-Men, actually. God damn it, chat. We're trying to have a nice stream here, guys. We're trying to have a nice stream. We're trying to get in a positive vibe. We're trying to say, you know what? Maybe James Gunn can make some dope shit. Maybe this will just bring DC to the forefront, man. Maybe. Y'all know about Ultraman? Do you know about Ultraman? Throw a 1 into the chat if you do. Acolyte watch parties are going to destroy Josh. We're not doing Acolyte watch parties, okay? Josh, the leader of the N-Men. That's why we changed the name, you know? It's just a little too much. Also, did I put too much lotion on my face? Am I too shiny today? Chat, am I too shiny? Wash your face, bro? I did wash my face. I actually have really good skincare. So shut your mouth when you're talking to me, bro. Your beard is on fire. Call the fire department. Damn. Well, that's not good. Showing off his flawless complexion. Well, that's kind of you. Any chance for a diamond lounge before the world ends in May? What's going on in May? Should I even ask that question, Brian? God damn it, Brian. April Fool's was terrible because all the jokes were better than anything Disney Plus era. Yeah. James Gunn made Acolyte. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I can't handle the Acolyte watch parties. Cuz I don't know what to expect, right? It could be awesome. Like I still God damn it, chat. I still believe that the Acolyte could be incredible. I still contest that I liked the trailer. The combat seems cool, and a lot of the leaked plot things seemed cool. It could still be great. So, I mean, look, I'm going to try to give it its fair due. I got to be honest, though, just from the perspective of, like, being in the fandom and just seeing it for what it is, I think we're headed towards a shit show, for sure. Yeah, I think we're headed for a shit show. And there's, I don't know if there's a way to win. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's a way to win. It's like, think about it like this. I didn't even want it. Who brought up Acolyte? Find it into the chat. Find the chat logs. Who brought up Acolyte? You know, we're having a fantastic start to the stream. And here we go. It does look awesome, but after my friend told me how abused he was on the Acolyte, it really worried me. Yeah. Look, there's a lot of stuff I know about just the Disney sets in general, particularly Skeleton Crew, and just stuff that I'm not going to say because I think it's I don't know. It's just not good to talk about some stuff when you get told stuff in confidence, but I will tell you that abuse on the Acolyte set doesn't surprise me at all. And without going too far into it, there is a measure of that comes from the culture that Kathleen Kennedy has created. And I'd like to believe maybe we're at a place where we can get past the whole, like, if somebody brings Kathleen Kennedy up, they are a sexist and everything they say is bad and wrong. Like, at some point, we have to recognize that she's done a pretty poor job, at least in the last several years, and that she has also cultivated a culture at that company that is toxic and is not good for creativity, productivity, things of that nature. So it really doesn't surprise me at all, nor does the reaction from a lot of different people out there online. But in all seriousness, like, when it comes to Acolyte, man, I'm trying. Like, I don't want to be that person that just wholesale rejects everything that Lucasfilm does. I want to try to give things a fair shot. You know what I mean? Like, I even, like, real talk. I gave Andor a fair shot. I remember one time there was this guy on Twitter that was like, dude, I went to look at your coverage before Andor and I expected all of this, like, super toxic, like, this shit's gonna suck thing. But what they found was literally videos that were like, I think Andor could save us. Right up until I watched Andor, I was actually incredibly positive because I really like Rogue One. And I felt like if we could capture what had been done in Rogue One, it would be great. And so even Andor, I tried to give a fair shot. Now, I completely reject Andor. You guys know this, but I despise Andor, and I reject it as Star Wars. It's a competently made show for sure, but it's just not Star Wars to me. So I wonder what will happen with Acolyte. Like, is it possible that I will like it, think that it's not Star Wars in some ways, but be able to enjoy it? I'm not really sure. It's possible that it is really good and it doesn't like the end product does not represent like all of the noise that came from all of the different people involved, because I think a lot of the things they're saying is like super cringe and like red flags, et cetera, et cetera. I'm really interested to see like how does the fan base react to it, you know? But all I can say is I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to give it a fair shot, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. But I almost feel, and we don't know this for sure, but I almost feel like it's not going to matter as much how I personally feel about the show, because I kind of get the feeling that the show's, you know, dead on arrival either way. Like, what do you guys think? I kind of think it's DOA no matter what. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I think that's overly dramatic. Have you seen the, I don't think it's overly dramatic. I mean, maybe a tad. I also think that it's not like we're not talking about Acolyte just like without any context, right? So there's context. I mean, the trailer's out, the conversations are out, the buzz is out, the ratio is out. So I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But I really don't. I think that's pretty benign, bro. Like, I think that's maybe one of the least toxic, controversial things I've ever said. If you look at what is happening with Acolyte, I think it's fair to say that show might not do well regardless of quality. You know what I mean? Like, how's that, why is that bugging you? Yeah, but you liked everything you've seen so far, so overly dramatic. What? I mean, I don't get it, bro. I'm not gonna go too hard on you or whatever. I think there's a sliver of a point in there somewhere where I can agree with it, but it's like, I also think I'm just speaking honestly about how there's a difference between how I personally feel about what I've seen and how I expect the show to perform. You know what I mean? Like, even Ahsoka's performance surprised me. Mando season 3's performance kind of surprised me, even though I did kind of call it, where I was like, yeah, I think you could see like a 30% reduction in viewership. And that's about what you have. At least that's what it seemed from the data that I've seen, is about a 30% reduction. Even Loki season 2, like Loki season 2 really shocked me. Like, the performance on that was pretty bad. Interestingly, though, the finale of Loki, like, charted huge. And it was kind of a story that got lost in the sauce, because the big story with Loki season 2 was like a 40% reduction on the like early part of the season, right? Meaning a lot less people than you would think checked out season 2's premiere. And that is bad. Like, it was bad. No matter how you slice it, that was bad. But Loki was incredible. Loki season 2 was incredible. I think it kind of putts around a little bit in like the first part of the season, but the ending is so strong. And that's reflected in the numbers as well. But I guess what I mean to say is, like, it should be obvious that we live in a world where, especially when it comes to Star Wars, the fans' engagement or lack thereof is affected by a lot of stuff, not just the quality of the show. Again, look at Andor. Like, I can sit here and tell you Andor it's such a competently made show. The lighting, the production, the editing. Like, if it's just a sci-fi show, maybe I accept it and maybe I even really enjoy it, because it's like, you can't deny the craftsmanship of the thing, right? Like, it's so well made. But it is the least watched Star Wars show ever. Like, it did, like, Miss Marvel numbers. Like, they were trying everything. They were putting it on fucking ABC, putting it on Hulu. Like, they were going crazy. Even Gilroy himself comes out and says, yeah, it's weird. Like, We're trying to find the audience for it. I thought it would be the opposite. Gilroy said in an interview something. I'm like paraphrasing, right? But he said something like, I expected the critics to not like it, but the fans to embrace it. And the opposite happened. The critics loved it, and we couldn't find the audience. It's something like that, right? So why did that happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, explain. If the only explanation, and it's totally rational, it's just the world we live in, is that it is something other than just quality that determines how a fan base, especially Star Wars, will either accept or reject any particular show or movie. Right? So, there you go, Adam. Try not to distract us and ruin the stream. Holy shit. I still think it's about Kenobi and about John random character. You're talking about with Andor? But then how does Ahsoka do way better than Andor? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, do you really think that many normie people know about Ahsoka? Because Ahsoka, I think, underperformed from what a lot of us thought it would do, but it fucking crushes Andor. It had Anakin in the trailers. That's true. And I love that shit. Yeah, man. And that Anakin shit was fire. So basically, what I'm getting here, chat, just from the short conversation we've had this morning, which, by the way, I'm very grateful for. You know, thank you guys for being here and for engaging in the chat. I think what we're really saying, and I'll summarize it, you know, so don't worry. But what we're really saying here is we all agree, and we all agree with Josh's point. And I gotta say, feels good. Feels good. I'm happy we arrived here. You know, it took us a little bit of time. We've had our ups and downs. But I'm glad we've arrived here. Bittler says Josh's multi-stream chat might not be populating. It is on my end, but I'll do a little switcheroo thing here and see if it pops up on the screen better. Because I can see you guys. I can see you guys over there for sure. And be similar to Ahsoka numbers. Wait, I missed the first part of that, but you normally don't get that triggered over my comments. I don't think I was triggered. I just disagree. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, look, it's all a little bit of a hyperbole, right? So you say that's over dramatic. I say the show's DOA. It's hyperbole on both of our parts, Adam. You know what I mean? We're both using figurative, language to extrapolate out an emotional state that we've internalized. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. When's the next Kickstarter? I don't know, bro. I got to be honest. I don't know if we're going to do another one. I mean, we're going to do another one, but I don't know if we're going to do another one before I, go to print and stuff. We'll see. We'll see. Not really sure. Okay, but let's add that to the list today as well. I want to react to the Acolyte interview. I saw a lot of you guys last night on the Discord talking about the Acolyte interview and how incredible it is and how much I'll absolutely love everything they say. And oh boy, so we'll add that to the list for today as well. That's gonna be grand. So I'm excited for that. What else is going on, chat? What else is going on? Because we're gonna get into the Superman stuff in just a second. I'm excited to talk some Superman. But did Ahsoka have an audience, but Andor didn't? Yeah. Well, I mean, Andor had an audience. It's not like literally nobody watched it. But, the data just suggests it performed very poorly because you have a huge drop-off after week 1 into 2 showing that, a lot of people didn't even finish the first 3, to be honest. That's what the data shows. And then you had a huge drop-off. Andor performed pretty badly. You know what I mean? But obviously people watched it because I get fucking buttholes talking about how much they loved it every goddamn day. Flipping the Bird says, the tides are turning on the woke left. Let the hate flow through them. LOL. Oh, man. Sure. I'll just say sure, bro. Like, I think the extremes on both sides suck equally. 100%. So, look, if that's how you're feeling and it brings you some solace, who am I to take a poop in your cereal? No, I'm not. I'm on the toilet, says K-Baby Kid 3. Oh, okay, right on. Cool. So what else is going on? I don't know about equally, but yeah, they both suck. Yeah, well, there you go. You've found the one thing within that statement you disagree from and hyper-focused on it, so thank you. Election year, it's all going to turn up. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, for sure. Look, I get it. I have a lot of empathy for everybody that's going through this, and I have a lot of empathy for these sort of extreme feelings that I think are going to come out and be expressed from all sorts of people throughout this election cycle and on and on and on. And I guess what I'll say is, look, I'm going to try to do my best to sit right on my fence. You know, I'm very comfortable riding the fence. But I will also say that I think most politics are actually politricks. Politricks. Yeah, that's what I said. And I think the idea that any lever or side or president or any agenda, if you put all of your faith in that being the determining factor on what your life is like, I just don't agree. I just don't agree. I heard this really cool thing, man. This will piss some of you guys off. But I heard this really cool thing. And look, try not to get super angry. Maybe Adam will get super angry on this, okay? But I heard this guy say recently that every single election, he goes down, he waits in line like everybody else, he gets into the booth, and he writes his own name down. Every single election, every single year. And the idea is not giving control and feeling like you are the president of your own life. You are the ruler of your own world. And I think some people would say, and maybe rightfully so, well, that means nobody would get fucking elected, and that would destroy the whole system, and that would be terrible. And that's probably true. But I think the more important point is that if we lived in a world where the majority of people felt that powerful personally, I think we'd live in a better world. You know what I mean? That's what I think. So now that we've gotten completely off the rails, let's talk this DC shit, man. Let's talk about this DC shit. A world of narcissists. God damn it! You guys just keep baiting me. You just keep baiting me. You're just like, nah, but like keep saying crazy shit. Tell us more. What about the aliens? What about the Anunnaki? Jesus Christ. Okay, let's talk about this, man. Now, look here, chat. Look here. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. First of all, before we begin, has James Gunn debunked this shit at all yet? Anybody? Has James Gunn debunked this at all? Somebody help me out. Has he or not? I don't think he has yet. So we're gonna act like it's real. And I'm wondering too if because this came from a couple of different people, and even Toast talked about it yesterday. Can we get some Toast? Talked about it yesterday. Now, when it comes to Gunn and everything, like a lot of people are just scared, right? They don't want to get gunned down, as it were. But I'm living proof that like life goes on. You'll be fine, right? But this one feels a little bit different. And I think this one might be real. Perhaps, thus the silence from Gunn. But we'll see. We'll see if that lasts. I also just think this rumor in particular makes a lot of other stuff that we've heard make a little bit more sense. Okay? So, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about rumors about the true villain of James Gunn's Superman film. Okay? And the latest rumor, which again, I think came from, there's a couple of different people, there's some DCU leak account, DCU this, I think Geeky was talking about it, Geeky Cast was talking about it, and also, I believe, Can We Get Some Toast posted this to subscribers yesterday or something, and it's all about the true villain of the movie, okay? And so, I want to pull up, and let me kind of fix this real quick here. I want to pull up what is being said, and then we'll break it down. Okay, so this is coming from an account, DCU Leaks, just DC guys. We said it, we see scientific Lex creating the Superman villain. This time, Lex is not a physical threat to Superman. Here, he plays more of a scientist and businessman role. We have confirmed with our sources that the other villain is created by Lex Luthor. Hence, Lex is scientific part of the movie. They still have not confirmed who he is, okay? And so that's kind of like the beginning of how this all came out. But the villain now, and this tweet here credits the GeekyCast, is that Ultraman is going to be the villain. That's created by Lex Luthor. Okay? On top of that, I've talked to some people behind the scenes, and some people claim this is real, and they're also saying that David Cornsweet will play both versions of the character. Okay? Now, that's pretty dang interesting, and there's a couple of different things I want to talk about that I think make this make more sense. Okay, number one, let's look at this. This was brought to my attention. This was something that I believe this was on James Gunn's Instagram, and this is him. I don't exactly know what the context is or whatever here, but somebody brought it up to my attention that this in the background here could very well be the Ultraman logo that Gunn will use in the Superman movie. I also find it kind of interesting because we had heard rumors about Superman fighting the heroes. Remember? We talked about this. There were rumors that Superman was going to be turn evil or bad, and that you're going to have the Authority fighting against him. You're going to have all of these different people fighting against him, which I thought was pretty wild. Okay? And Gunn kind of debunked that, right? But he bedunked it in a way. That's got to be a new word. Bedunked it. Can we just make that happen, please? Bedunked it is too good to not have. You also have this here with James Gunn liking this post here about this color palette, which again matches up with the chair and the logo. But what I was saying was he debunked it by saying that it's not true that Superman would be evil. But it's possible that it's just an evil clone version of Superman, And that will end up being how there's an evil Superman in the movie, right? And so you start to kind of put this stuff together, right? You've got the idea that you're going to have a evil Superman. That's kind of been rumored out there. Gunn's like saying no. You have this logo here on a chair shared on the set of Superman. Kind of weird. You have Gunn liking tweets that have been referring to the color palette. And you've got some people like Toast and others coming out there and talking about this idea of Ultraman being created by Lex Luthor for the Superman movie, right? So that's kind of crazy. I wonder if it's going to be multiversal at all, because the clone stuff appears to be new. From what I understand, there were people talking about this like a month ago, and they were talking about how it was very likely to be multiversal, perhaps even tied to some stuff with Kingdom Come, which is kind of interesting because I remember Kingdom Come. I remember Magog, that crazy character Magog in Kingdom Come. I don't really remember the Crime Syndicate being a part of that at all. So who knows? We'll see. But some of this is making a little bit more sense here. And I've also been told that we'll probably get a tease about it in the next couple of weeks. And that Gunn himself may start talking about this publicly, as this would likely be a big deal for promoting the movie. Okay? So that's kind of interesting. I have a couple of thoughts here I want to share, and then I want to watch a video with you guys that explains who Ultraman is, because some of you guys are probably like, who the fuck is Ultraman? Like, you know, thinking about the Japanese like manga hero Ultraman and stuff like that, right? So kind of cool. But so let me just kind of explain why I think this could be really interesting. As I was saying at the top of the stream, Superman is like the original. He's like the template for a lot of derivative characters throughout the history of comics. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Supreme is Superman. You know, Sentry, Hyperion, Homelander, you know, like, throw some others in the chat, guys. I know you know them. There's a ton of them. Ton of derivative Superman characters. Even Zack Snyder's take on Henry Cavill. Madame Web, good point. Yeah, absolutely. Madame Web, too. Even Zack Snyder's take on Henry Cavill sort of plays with the, Omni-Man, 100%, sort of plays with that whole dark Superman derivative trope, right? In some ways, Zack is deconstructing the idea of like Silver Age Superman, putting sort of a, you know, postmodern spin on it, and kind of introducing that character and trying to see how they would act through the real world, right? But it's still like derivative of Superman. And I think one of the immediate things that happens when you start to investigate the Superman character is what would happen if Superman were evil, right? The Injustice games and comics blew up, huge part of it. Superboy Prime, right? In that whole event of DC Comics. It's a big deal. And then the Crime Syndicate themselves, right? This idea has permeated pop culture almost since the beginning, almost since Superman arrived. And I think there could be something going on here where what Gunn's trying to do is really show the difference between his Superman and a lot of other Superman. And he wants to use the derivative to create that comparison. And so he's probably, if this is true, playing around with that idea, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, it could be really interesting to not only see how Superman would fight against somebody as equally strong as him and as powerful, but how will Superman act in the wake of something like that being created, okay? So part of me is like, well, I'd much prefer if it was Earth 3. You know what I mean? I'd much prefer if it was the actual Crime Syndicate, because I think the Crime Syndicate is dope. Maybe we will have some multiversal ideas here. Maybe some multiversal elements will be kind of twisted in here. Maybe like at the end of this film, they find an Earth for this Ultraman, and then he's sort of set aside and brought back in some kind of later iteration or something like that. But it's kind of cool. It also reminds me, I mean, here's some of the things that are going on with Gunn's universe are really interesting. So the logo itself being that Kingdom Come logo, that's kind of interesting, right? And it implies some things about maybe his version of Superman. I also think, personally, I think back to when Gunn was like firing everybody and acting like he wasn't firing everybody, right? And you had people like The Rock saying, not this version, but I've talked to him about potential multiversal things in the future, right? And Gunn made it seem like he was willing to work with Cavill in the future. Cavill kind of downplayed that and was like, yeah, no fucking way, which I totally understand. But it does seem from what Gunn said that he was like open and building towards something multiversal. And so I do wonder, he has to have Crisis in some way, shape, or form. One of the Crisis, if not maybe all of the different Crisis events, have to be on his mind. And it's like I kind of feel like we're working some of those concepts and ideas into this as well to be explored later down the road to perhaps truly bring everything back together through some kind of multiversal film. So this Ultraman thing is really interesting to me. And it's probably the first time I've been like really blown away. Like when the Authority was first announced, which by the way, Rob Liefeld totally spoiled that shit the morning before it came out. He was like talking about it on Twitter. He was being low key about it, but we all know what was going on. So the Authority's dope, man. I love the Authority. Like I'm a big fan. Really, I am. I love the Ellis stuff, the Millar stuff. It's great. But it's not... to me, it's not as cool as what you get with Ultraman and what you get with the Crime Syndicate. And one of my favorite comic series that's ever been done in DC was what? Trev, remind me, what's the name of it? You got me the signed copy. Trev's such a sweetheart, man. You guys are also hard on Trev, but I'm always nice to him. And Trev gave me a signed copy of Forever Evil, signed by Jeff Johns. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always so nice to him in chat. That Forever Evil is fucking dope, bro. It is an incredible story, but it relies on the Crime Syndicate and like the evil version of the Justice League. There's some juice here, man. There's some gold in them hills. And again, maybe the first time in a long time that the stuff that he's doing is really intriguing me. And I'm like, damn, like, yo, this could be fire. So, you know, as I've said many times, man, you gotta, let's have some faith in Gunn. You know what I mean? Like, let's not get all butthurt about our past transgressions and beef and the fact that he's such a weirdo. Let's have some faith in what James Gunn could do with DC, because this shit's actually pretty cool. Thoughts, chat? What do you think? Thoughts? Chat! Chat! If Gunn wants to really honor DC, he must do Crisis. I mean, he wants to do it big. He has to do the runs no one has done well. Going any other route will just copy Marvel, including failures. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's probably fair. I'd rather hear about Warhammer. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Should we switch into Warhammer? Should we make this a Warhammer stream? I mean, I'm down. Y'all want to get into some Warhammer? Warhammer! Oh, you know what? One other thing I wanted to mention during that segment, too. Always had faith. That's not true, Calvin. You've been hating on Gunn so much, bro. I've seen you be hating on Gunn so much in this chat. No, I'm just kidding. One other thing I forgot to mention here, but I think this is pretty cool. Corn Sweat playing both of them. Bro, come on. Come on. That's got to be cool, dude. Like, for him to be able to do both, whew, that's pretty dope, bro. Like, that would be really interesting to see. And if it's not going to be Corn Sweat playing both, it probably is his wife's playing the evil one, you know? James Gunn's wife as Ultraman. Sounds lit. I don't know. Sounds mid. What part sounds mid, Kendall? Let him cook if true. Yeah, true. True if true. 100%. No cap. Wakey bakey Sama. I don't know I don't know what's going on over there on Twitch. Y'all be crazy over there. Him playing both? What? That sounds awesome. I wonder if he floated the idea to Cavill to play Ultraman. I would assume Cavill would reject that idea. Cavill really wanted to do the Boy Scout version of Superman, and he's probably like, yeah, I already kind of did that a little bit with Zach, you know? So, I'd be interested to see it, dude. I would be interested to see it. And like I said, man, we're going to be deep diving on Superman. We're going to start tonight, and we're deep diving on Superman all month long. I'd love to see a bigger version of him to defeat. Yeah, that's true, but they could technically do that. They could make him look a little bit bigger in when he's Ultraman. Because he's got to look crazier, bro. When's the deep dive into Andor? Never. But your buddy Mahler probably did that. Did he not? I would assume he did. There's probably channels that have deep dove on Andor. And in all seriousness, if you really wanted that, that's probably out there. I'd like a guy like in the Crisis on Two Earths movie. Yeah, that's Ultraman. That's Ultraman. Season 2 gonna be fire? Wait, what? Wait, season 2 of what? Thor does it like daily? Well, there you go. Cavill does brooding well. Looking forward to his Wolverine cameo. Yeah, that shit's gonna be cool, man. They spent 8 hours covering it. Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe it. Andor? I don't know. I'll give the second season a shot. Because like, I wonder if they could strike a balance. Because look, let's just be real. Like, and I'm not even trying to be rude about this, but this is just straight facts. They're changing that show, bro. I mean, Gilroy said it. Luna said it. Yeah, they're changing the show. They have to change it to make it more accessible to Star Wars fans. So I wonder, like, are we actually going to get what I wanted Andor to be the whole time? Is it going to be a little bit more Star Wars-y? A little bit more about actual adventure, internal struggle, those sort of things? I'll give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe it'll be great. Deep dive on Madame Web. Ugh. Madame Web. Did you guys see the thing? There's some leaked concept art that showed Tom Holland Spider-Man fighting Ezekiel Sims in Madame Web. Did you guys see that? Still complaining about Andor? Does it sound like I'm complaining? Really? I don't think I'm complaining. But I will. I mean, if you do, should we? Because I can complain. I think I can complain with the best of them. In fact, chat, do you think I'm maybe one of the best complainers on the internet? Let's take a pivot. Let's just pivot for a second. I personally think that I am one of the best complainers on YouTube. I feel like me complaining is peak content. Throw one into the chat if you agree. I think I'm maybe the best complainer on YouTube. Theory complaining is annoying. Yours is cool, to be honest. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Zero says Kendall. Oh, we're gonna fight, bro. Butthurt Josh is a real vibe. It's true. It's true. Maybe that's just, you know what I feel? I feel like C-3PO. Maybe that's my lot in life. Maybe I'm just the complainer. You know? Kendall wants the title? What's Kendall even complaining about? Kendall, what are you even complaining about, bro? complain about these people thinking you're not good at complaining. That's like a complainception. Damn. That's like a complainception. I kind of like that. I don't mind the complaining. Do mind the yelling and high-pitched screaming. Oh, you know I'm tempted to scream at you and yell in a high pitch. Oh, Jay, you almost got me on that one. So the thing that's crazy about that Spider-Man thing is it kind of proves that Snyder was right. You know, I know everybody tried to badunk him. Hell yeah, I love that word. Everybody tried to badunk Jeff Snyder. We only believe Jeff Snyder when it's a non-controversial report, right? Oh, major beef, Teyana Paris and Brie Larson. No, that shit's not real because it's toxic. Brings up something dope, though, that we can just kind of get excited about. Everybody fucking talks about it, right? That's how it is. So, Snyder had talked about Sony and plans with Madame Web and how it was originally like Andrew, and then they kind of switched it to Tom, and then they were like, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Remove everything good in this movie. And it appears like that's true. Stop with Young Jedi, Kendo? What's he saying? I complain we're not making Young Jedi live action right now. Bro, what are you on about with that Young Jedi? I watched a little bit of it. When my buddies were over, we had it on in the living room for Liam. And I was like, that movie looks like all the characters came out of a pinball machine. Or like one of those, you put a quarter in and you twist it up and you get like candy or whatever. That's what that show looks like. Star Wars needs a reboot. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, you know what? We need to get edumacated here, okay? We need to get edumacated. Okay, so everybody shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Listen up. So, the rumor is Ultraman going to be the villain in James Gunn's Superman's movie. Who is Ultraman, you ask? Well, let's watch this educational video about it from New Sage. Here we go. Ultraman explained. Yeah. That's Wolverine. I know him. Who's that? Toxin?
Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day.
I am having a great day.
In this video, I'm going to be covering Ultraman.
Yeah.
He made his first appearance in Justice League Volume 2, issue number 23. That was released in October 2013. His real name is Kal-El, also going by the human name Clark Kent. And he's the Twisted Earth 3 doppelganger of our classic...
Told you it was Earth 3, Trev. You don't know shit about comics. Love you, though.
Well-known Superman from Prime Earth. Hailing from Ultropolis and being the leader of the crime syndicate, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing 235 pounds, having blue eyes and black...
Okay, this is a little bit embarrassing, but I weigh more than Ultraman. That can't be good.
Hair. Now, Ultraman, just like the other Kryptonians of Earth 3, has a very unique physiology.
Hell
actually
yeah.
gaining his immense powers through the inhalation or eating of kryptonite.
Fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it, dude. He crushes up kryptonite and fucking does it like lines of 80s coke. It's incredible.
Which is ironically the exact opposite effect that kryptonite has on Prime Earth Kryptonians. When Ultraman has absorbed plenty of this kryptonite radiation, he has vast superhuman ultra strength, ultra speed, ultra agility, ultra stamina, ultra senses, and near invulnerability, while also being able to fly. Basically, he approximately has the same power levels of Superman from Prime Earth.
Yeah.
With him being able to go toe-to-toe, if not overpower some of the heaviest hitters from Earth 3 and from Prime Earth. Although I do get the slight...
I love this page, bro. I love this page. It's just like... Let's go! Like, that's all.
Impression that he's not quite as powerful and durable as Prime Earth Superman, which admittedly just might be a lack of plot armor. And the only glaring weaknesses that he seems to have is a vulnerability to Earth's yellow sunlight, which once again is the opposite to the typical effect. And this will leave him in an extremely weakened state. he also has to regularly re-up on green kryptonite radiation. Because if he does go too long without absorbing some, his powers will start to fade. Now, being born on the Krypton of Earth 3, he would be thrust into a universe where morals didn't truly matter, and only strength mattered in the end. While he was just a toddler, his father, Jor-El, would help bring about the destruction of his home world that fell at the hands of their anti-monitor. But Jor-El was able to take a life pod just for his only son, wanting to send him away and hoping that he would be his best chance of getting revenge. While the young Kal-El was en route to Earth, he would be indoctrinated with the twisted and power-hungry morality of his people, being taught to always be the strongest individual around and to shun all weakness from around himself. His life pod would end up crashing into the dysfunctional home of Johnny and Martha Kent in Smallville, Kansas.
Dang.
And with the little Kryptonian already being extremely powerful from the pieces of his planet that
you will be my parents now after taking his hand. That's fucking crazy. Damn!
Landed with him, he would force the Kents to be his parents, living as their child until he was 7 years old, at which point he decided to take them out and burn their farm to the ground. Over the next few years, he would grow to be a powerful and tyrannical being that called himself Ultraman, starting his takeover of the Earth by knocking off the president of the US and forming the Crime Syndicate, which is their evil version of the Justice League. During this
Crime Syndicate is tight.
Period, he would also start and maintain a very dysfunctional relationship with his teammate Superwoman, aka the Amazonian Lois Lane of their universe. But one day their tyrannical rule would come to an
end. Forever Evil, it's so good.
When the Anti-Monitor made his way to their Earth. It would just so happen that during the destruction of their world, the fabric between their universe and Prime Earth universe would be weakened by the machinations of Prime Earth Darkseid, which would allow them to escape their dimension, although they were stuck in limbo between dimensions for 5 years. Only being freed from this when their Alfred Pennyworth, known as the Outsider, who had made it through, managed to get access to Pandora's box, which would free Ultraman and his crime syndicate to wreak havoc on Prime Earth.
Yeah, DC's wild, bro. There's like a lot of shit in DC that you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like Paradox? Pandora's box? What the hell?
And they had initial success, seemingly vanquishing the Justice League and their allies, then declaring their rule on this new planet and inviting the world's
He moved the moon! That's crazy. We have the eclipse coming up. That's wild.
Villains to share in their power. During this period, Ultraman would stay busy, actually moving the moon to create a perpetual eclipse before the sun could weaken him, and beating the powerful Black Adam in his own homeland of Kahndaq, where he would put down an insurrection and forcefully take out Metallo's kryptonite heart, using it to further strengthen himself. Naturally, the crime syndicate didn't have too much loyalty within their ranks, and several different events would lead to the team's weakening, as well as draw the attention of the Anti-Monitor again. Ultraman would also have to contend with the prisoner that they brought from Earth 3, Alexander Luthor, aka Mazes, who was not only arguably the strongest being from Earth 3, he also happened to be bent on destroying the crime syndicate, wanting all of the power for himself. During their subsequent battle is when Ultraman would suffer his first major loss of his life, being humiliated and weakened when Sinestro and Black Adam moved the moon back into rotation, which gave Mazes a clear advantage over him. Later during the Darkseid War, we would briefly see Ultraman be released from his imprisonment to help in the fight against the Anti-Monitor, although he would ultimately be killed after landing a barrage of good punches by an extremely concentrated blast of antimatter. But we would see Ultraman again when Earth 3 was resurrected, he then leading his crime syndicate to embark on a brutal campaign to catch the attention of the powerful Perpetua. And although they would lead her army, the distrust that Owlman had about what she would do when remaking the multiverse would ultimately lead to him betraying his team, with him taking out Ultraman and Superwoman with a weapon made at Quard. But don't worry, because we would later see him as a Black Lantern during the Darkest Night event. Now, for his powers and abilities and his influence on the DC universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Ultraman a rating of 9, which is an epic rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video.
Pretty cool. Now, the thing is about the rumors about Gunn's version is that it's supposed to be a clone, right? So I wonder if this was a decision made because there's just so much multiverse stuff happening right now in a lot of comics and stuff that maybe they're like, yeah, let's do it a little different. So a lot of that stuff just won't be in there. And it'll be interesting to see, like, how will that work and what are the motivations? Because you know, the idea of Ultraman and him being totally tyrannical and coming from a completely different version of Krypton and just, you know, all kinds of different stuff, it helps like inform and make the character make more sense. It's a little shallow if it's just a clone that's then evil and working with Luthor. So maybe it is a little Bizarro, right? Like maybe it's a little bit of like taking some Bizarro, taking some Ultraman, and kind of linking it together. I think it could be kind of cool. Wait, who is Ultraman? We literally just talked about that. Eric says Shogun over Bad Batch. I mean, Shogun's absolutely incredible. I can't deny that. But yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about it? What do the leaks say? The leaks say it will be a clone. Yeah, it'll be a clone of Superman. It'll be a clone of Superman. That's what the leaks say. In my opinion, that was hard to follow. Yeah, it's probably hard to follow if you don't know anything about DC. You're like, wait, what? Multiple Earths? Anti-matter, anti-monitor, what? Yeah, it's probably weird if you're not into DC. But it's James Gunn's job to make us all like and understand DC. So hopefully he can get it done. I think it's pretty cool. Perpetua is above Darkseid. Yeah, is Perpetua the one from like Joshua Williamson's like Dark Crisis and all that crazy shit? Or is that somebody else? Yeah, that made me realize I know nothing about DC. Well, lucky for you all, we're deep diving on Superman this month for the Nerd Venger stream. So if you are a Nerd Venger, come on by tonight at 7 p.m. and we're going to begin our deep dive on Superman. After this month, you'll at least know a bajillion facts and cool shit about Superman. I think it's time for a change. Not right. She is the mother of the Monitor and Anti-Monitor. Whoa, that's cool. I didn't know about that, yeah. So she is from the Joshua Williamson stuff? That's kind of cool. Ultraman is cool. Giving him Nuclear Man's origin, not so much. Yeah, we'll see how they play it. I mean, do you guys see what I mean, though? I mean, there's so much multiverse stuff going on right now. I almost feel like that's why they're doing the clone thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be cool. Tubular Tommy says, my wife's boyfriend reminds me of Ultraman. Well, there you go. Lucky you, I guess. Quest for Peace 2, Electric Boogaloo. I don't know what that means. Nice. I'll see you there, Veed. I'll see you there. Yeah, I like legitimately think it's really cool. And I think that this will be fun, but should get MBJ to be Ultraman? How would that work if they're cloning him? If they're cloning him, they kind of need either him or Henry Cavill, because Henry Cavill looks like his clone. So, yeah. But to be fair, if you are cracking open the multiverse, there are some Black Superman out there. And some of them are super cool, actually. So there you go. Mother of both son and the anti-son. That's interesting. That's cool. Let's see. What else is going on out there in the world? I felt like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I wanted to maybe touch on the whole Punisher thing, which is really cool, man. Did you guys see that stuff? Did you see that stuff? Oh, and also, it does kind of seem like the proxy fight is over, basically, before it even began. And it seems like Disney's going to win all the seats. At least that's what's being reported out there. Did you guys see that? That's what it appears to be. Josh, Andor over Invincible? No, I like Invincible. I like Invincible. It was Adam's idea to get all fired up about the Invincible thing. He was like, look, here's this tweet that happened. You know, I think you should go super hard on Invincible. It would be really funny, and everybody would join in on you with that. And then it didn't happen. And I was like, you know what does Adam know anyway? Holy shit. What did you think about the X-Men episode? I liked it. It's probably my least favorite one so far because it kind of splits between Mojo World, like Jubilee and Sunspot, and then does the Storm stuff. And I felt like I wanted an episode of each of those. I could have used a little bit more Mojo World and a little bit more of that. And same with Forge and Storm. Shit got heavy with Forge and Storm, though. Like, that was pretty heavy, man. I was like, damn, that's really cool. So the show continues to have incredible character moments, and it really does well with all the X-Men stuff. 100%. Oh, yeah, we wanted to watch that... We wanted to watch that video about Acolyte. Is that still something we should do? Bro, I can't believe they raised the level cap in Helldivers to 150. What the hell, bro? How does that even work? What? How is it possible? Man, should we just start... Should we just do some Helldivers chat? Should we just start playing some Helldivers? I don't know. Shoot more bugs. Oh, thanks, man. Gambit's downfall needs to be studied. Yeah. Yeah, Helldivers too. Should we just turn up? Start killing some bugs? I'd be down. I really want to. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we can do like a little Helldivers 2 stream over on the Twitch. And just get a bunch of peeps to come hang out over on Twitch. A hard fuck no? Dude, Helldivers is incredible, Kendall. I don't know what you're on about today. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, my man. But I'm telling you, Helldivers 2 is dope. Super dope, bro. All right, where's this Acolyte interview? Somebody send it to me. Where's the Acolyte interview? Oh, yeah. Adam, for sure. We'll make the mugs like that, 100%. Somebody link me this stupid Acolyte interview. Some Warhammer. I'm about to start playing with some buddies. Man, I'm just spread so thin right now. I'm working on so many different things that I haven't been able to really keep up the Warhammer channel. And it sucks. It's like breaking my heart because it seems like more people than ever are actually down for Warhammer content, which is crazy because I had to fight tooth and nail to get you guys to even hear me out on Warhammer. But now it seems like everybody's seeing the light. Seems like everybody's seeing the light of the God Emperor. Nobody's getting me the Acolyte interview? Nobody's sending me the thing? How am I supposed... What interview is it? How am I supposed to find this? Can I just easily find it, chat? Or what? Bray186 Gaming, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. All right, where the heck is this Acolyte interview? The one from 2 weeks ago? Nah, we've seen that one. The one from 11 months ago? I don't think this interview exists, man. Like, what interview were you guys even talking about? Are you trying to like trick me into watching like an old one? They're trolling you about Warhammer like we trolled Sony about Morbius? Hell nah. Nah, man, I think they're seeing the light, bro. Super easy to find. Yeah, no, it seems that way. I'm telling you, I don't see the fucking interview, dude. I don't see the interview. I think you guys are crazy. Here, I'll search like this. Let's see here. Let's see. All I see is like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Wow, I gotta be honest, guys. I've never been let down like I'm let down right now. This is an interview? Wasn't this 2 weeks ago? Oh no, this is new. This is new. Is this really it, Trev? Oh boy. Is this the one? Is this what people are talking about? How is it that we constantly have to rely on Trev? No idea. It's from yesterday. New Rockstars has an anchor video saying Tony Stark will be the anchor character. So meta. I will add, if the Spider-Man, though, being Sony, more meta. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I got told the other day that Toby, Hugh, and RDJ are absolutely the leads of Secret Wars, which is pretty cool. That's pretty chill. So I have no way of knowing if this is like the actual interview that you guys were bringing up yesterday on the Discord, but fuck it, man. We'll watch this. We'll see what's up. Let's see here. Veed got it? What? Where's it at? Where's it at, Veed? Oh, is that it right there?
Hello, this
it's 3 minutes from 19 hours ago? This has 19 views. What the hell is happening here? This has 19 views. This is what we're talking about? Jesus. That's the one? Yeah, nah, I'm not watching that shit. I'll watch this, though. Let's see what this is about.
And wave to be in any way, shape, or form.
Hang on. Let's watch this. Let's watch this little interview here and see what's going on.
To be in any way, shape, or form a part of the wave that is ushering in inclusion and safety for Black nerds. it's like it's my dream come true. This day has been really exciting in general because you see the progress that Star Wars is making across the board and all of the streaming and all of the series. I think our show in particular, I think that when it comes to the world of fantasy and sci-fi in general, it hasn't felt like a safe space always for people of color.
So you know what's funny about this is like we actually have a lot of Black fans. We have a lot of fans here that are Black or of a different race than white or whatever. Like a lot of those people. Just as like one little example. So we did this thing where we had a ton of, I basically made it available for you guys for some of the nerd coin to purchase the ability to have a character that you design for Unity. And I think there's one white dude and all of the 7 other characters are either Black or like Mexican, Latina, Literally all of them, which I actually think is pretty dope, because it's like, if somebody were to ask me about that after they see the book, and we have this one in particular, I put a lot of them on one team, and it's like, it's really black. It is. And I'll just explain it authentically as, yeah, I left it up to my fans, and a lot of the people that signed up to do that happen to be black or Mexican. That's just how it happened, right? So I say all of that to say, I would like to ask you, do you guys agree with her that science fiction has not been a safe space for black nerds? Like, because I know a lot of you are black. That's why I'm asking. Unity has forced diversity, LMAO. Better not race swap us in the movie. Yeah, right. I'm all about diversity. It's when that's the main focus. The story suffers. She's so hot, I have to agree with her. There you go. Latino here. Jalen Ashley says, yes. Okay, well, look, if that's your authentic experience as a black nerd, yes, I agree. Hey, look, Ashley, or Jalen, actually. Totally cool, but can you acknowledge that there's like a ton of people in here that are not agreeing with you? You know what I mean? It's like, look, if that's authentically your experience, I mean, who am I to tell you you're wrong? Obviously, I don't have that experience. I do just find it a little cringe. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, it just hits me. It's a little cringy, because my feeling is that it comes from a place of like not actually being in that space and sort of projecting what you think is the overall experience for people that are in that space. But that's just like a knee-jerk reaction. It could absolutely be the case and true. That's why I'm asking you. I'd like to know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, coming in hot with that take. But is there truth in there? Why are you asking your mostly white audience? Do you think my audience is mostly white? Should we do like a census? She's referring to Hollywood, I think, and not the community. No, she said science fiction.
Think.
That's what she said.
I think that when it comes to the world of fantasy and sci-fi in general, it hasn't felt like a safe space always for people of color.
Okay, science fiction and fantasy in general, it hasn't always felt like a safe space for people of color. Is that true? Should we do it? So I will totally do a poll on people and like what race they identify as, but I gotta also be honest, I don't know that I trust you all to give the actual honest answer. Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's not do that? No? Why not? What are you afraid of? Why would that be bad? No one's going to vote properly? I mean, I guess that's probably true. Yeah, you know what? That's probably true. You can't really fucking trust chat, to be honest with you. You can't trust chat. In fact, hang on. Let's see. Let me see something here. Let me see if we can figure this out. I'm just curious. We're not going to take this as scientific fact, but there you go. I'd like to more so have an experiment on how chat reacts to something. All right, here we go.
And it's been a world that I've always deeply loved and been invested in. So to be in any way, shape, or form a part of the wave that is ushering in inclusion and safety for Black nerds. It's like, it's my dream come true.
I don't think I could have ever imagined myself as a Jedi. Yes, one's because I was not reflected for so many times throughout these films in the past. But it was just also something that it didn't equate in my mind. I don't know about for you guys as well. So to see such a diverse group played out now,
honestly,
I know that it's going to be a healthy reflection on so many other young people and old people. I mean, no ageism allowed in this. It's Star Wars. We can all fit.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's going to be a really
definitely
impactful. It's going to be a cool moment for me, for sure. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think it's fun to think that like all the like kids out there who will see themselves like reflected in us, which is something that
for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're getting to see an Asian Jedi, in JJ. It's, it's a pretty big responsibility, but
especially coming from what George pulled from on making the movies, I think
that's true.
Yeah. Reflection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. His inspirations. Now just getting to see him and getting to see him inspire a new generation of Asian kids to like take up the lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
And even just like the way that the stunts have been coordinated, they come from such an Asian background. All of the fight training that we've gone through is so heavily like influenced by samurai and by all of those martial arts and stuff that it is just perfect to have JJ embodying that.
That was definitely something I noticed and was really excited about, and was one of the reasons that I chose to step into the world, because I was so excited about that. And I also really loved that, I feel that our show was much more woman-centered than what I have previously seen in the Star Wars world. Just from the fact that, our showrunner, our amazing, incredible showrunner.
All right, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? You know what I mean? Because it's like, look, I have my feelings and my experiences. I'm absolutely certain that some of this resonates with people, right? There has to be some of this, and that resonates with certain folks. And I've always said, if you enjoy content based on some of these things, that's still like a valid way to enjoy your content. And I know there are people that are like wired that way. And for me, and there's so many different maybe reasons why, number one, just because I am a white dude, but like, I really don't care. And I find it to be super cringe, to be honest. Like my knee-jerk reaction to it is, it's cringe. But I understand that it's valid for some people too. I don't know, man. It's just like, to me, it strikes me that this aspect of the show is obviously very important. And I guess for me, it's like, I can acknowledge that. I understand it. The show itself has to also be fire. It has to also feel authentic as Star Wars. And to me, as a Star Wars fan, that is more important. And I look at things like Reva in the Kenobi show. And to me, I think you could apply a lot of this same language and a lot of the things that these people are saying to the Reva character. Meaning, if you didn't just think about the quality of the show or the sort of authentic feel of Star Wars involved in the show and the plot with that character, you could probably say all of this same stuff and it would apply to that character. But I think the problem is when that is the concern or the North Star, you actually end up putting the actor and the character and the message, the whole mission, the whole idea of acceptance, of diversity, all of these things that you really want to accomplish, I think you actually undermine them because it rings hollow. And instead of feeling like an authentic way of like bringing some of that stuff truly into the world of Star Wars, it almost feels like bringing it in at the cost of Star Wars, bringing it in a way that directly conflicts, that feels inauthentic, that is meant to make certain fans and certain people that have loved Star Wars unable to enjoy it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's, to be honest with you, like, I didn't really know what this interview was going to be like. I know a lot of you guys were talking about on the Discord, reacting to it and watching it. And I think for a lot of you, just because, like, look, I know my audience, and beyond the audience, I know just the state of where, like, the internet's at, right? So I totally get it. And I think for some people, again, it's like, it's going to be valid and they really appreciate it. I think for other people, it's going to be super fucking triggering. And they're like, "Rah." To me, this doesn't really move the needle either way. Like, Acolyte's either going to be dope or not. And I think the diversity, and I think the inclusion, and I think all of those things, I think they're going to be measured in their effectiveness by how well the show does and how well it resonates with people. I still believe Acolyte could absolutely be incredible and have all of these things. Like, that's a possibility. I know for some people, they're like, no, I can't, like, no, this is super cringe. Like, this is going to be, it's like, it could be the most woke thing Star Wars has ever done and also be dope, also be incredible, be something that we all celebrate. I think that's the ultimate goal, right? But I will also make the argument that sort of exists outside of what we're talking about as far as fans, as far as representation. And that's just like a business perspective. I think Star Wars and Lucasfilm has a reputation currently for not just doing this sort of stuff, but also treating any criticism, questioning, or rejection from fans of these things they were trying to accomplish as like full stop bigotry, evil, horrible, etc. And I mean, look, as we talk about often here, we live in this super divided world. We live in pretty much a new gilded age. And every single day, something culture war comes up. It's inescapable. Everything that happens now is so political, and it's intrinsic to the sort of divided nature of Western politics, right? So I do think there's a measure here of not caring how messaging like this will fall across the culture war battle lines. And to me, I just think that's bad business. Do you know what I mean? So, because we're not talking about the lore, we're not talking about the conflict, we're not talking about the show, we're actually talking about all of this real world baggage, consequences, feelings, emotions, and trauma. And I just don't think that's the winning formula for mass appeal escapist entertainment in this year of our Lord, 2024. So that's it. That's my feeling. This video is mass appeal? No, but you're marketing a mass appeal show. Agree or disagree?
Leslie is a genius woman, and female producers, and having Amandla be the person who's leading our cast. It was like a very cool, I thought, way into this universe.
The other thing too, and like I don't want to be offensive to you guys, because I really love you, and I love you as human beings, but a lot of you are looking to get offended. Like, that's the truth. The sad truth is that I think a lot of you are literally looking to get offended. And you want to watch videos like this, or you want me to react to videos like this, or you want to discuss things like this on Twitter because you want to get offended.
In a way that I feel that people have never necessarily seen before, other than now they're going to see Rosario do an amazing woman-centered show as well. But yeah, I feel like we are part of a wave of more inclusive and more beautifully represented Star Wars shows. So yeah, that felt really cool, and I felt the importance of that. And then it also felt always on set, especially in some of the stuff that I got to do, where everyone, you know, really was excited about, you know, what they were seeing and what that would maybe mean for different fans that don't necessarily look like what you normally think like the traditional Star Wars fan looks like. Because if there's anything that I learned from this show, it's that, you know, the Star Wars fan is varied.
The Star Wars fan is
하면서
varied.
더 많이 느끼게 된 것 같아요. 그래서 오히려 처음에 이 촬영이 시작했을 때보다 매일 촬영장에 나갈 때마다 익숙해지지가 않고 오히려 더 마음이 더 무거워지면서 어떻게 하면 이 표현을 더 많은 사람들에게 더 잘 전달할 수 있을까에 집중을 많이 하다 보니까 촬영 현장이 아주 흥미롭고 즐겁지만은 않은 것 같아요. 물론
Is this a Squid Game guy?
이제 그런 아주 익사이팅한 거는 있죠. 근데 이거를 더 잘 해내고 싶은 그런 욕심이 많은 것 같아요. 그래서 이 감독님이나 또 우리 아만들라 우리 또 같이 동료 배우분들이랑 항상 얘기를 하는 게 어떻게 하면 조금 더 아주 다양한 감정을 더 아주 잘 전달할 수 있을까를 현장에서 되게 많이 이야기하는 것 같아요. 그래서 근데 그것이 다 다양한 감정, 다양성에 대해서 이야기하고 있다는 것을 아주 크게 느끼고 있습니다.
Interesting. What do you think, chat? What do you think? And somebody brought up the Batman thing. I definitely want to watch that, actually. I shared that on Twitter earlier. That shit's cool. What do you think, chat? Let me know. Let me know. On your left, can we talk about the Bad Batch or something? I haven't seen Bad Batch. I'll watch it later today. I'll check it out later today. What the hell? Oh, that was the name. I was like, what's going on here? What is going on here? I wonder, too, how have the reactions to that interview been? I think that's low-hanging fruit for a lot of hater channels, for sure. Diversity and representation do not matter without a good story. Ask for our thoughts and not Reed's chat. Kendall, I'm going to ban you. I'm over it. They seem like nice people. However, the interview won't let us see past diversity. The tail wagging the dog. They don't seem to know Star Wars or know what show they're in, their plot, etc., etc. Yeah, but you know what I think about this kind of stuff sometimes too is like if you're an actor and they've got to have been guided with those questions. It's not like they go into a room and they're just like, "Hey, what's up with the show?" And then they all decide to answer like that. They're absolutely being asked questions that are sort of pushing them in the direction of that. And I think that, look, that's obviously something Disney wants to have as one of the pillars of the marketing for the show. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. They were set up by the interviewer. They asked questions about the story, and it would have been different, most likely. That's what I mean, is like, I think some of this, and you have to wonder, too, are some of these companies doing that because they want the traffic? Because, like, I truly think I've kind of thought for a long time that a lot of people in Hollywood don't really care about these issues. They're doing it because they think the numbers are there. They're like trend chasing or whatever, right? And so sometimes I wonder with these interviews and some of these articles, like, are we seeing like just somebody trying to rile everybody up, get more hate clicks and, get stuff like that? is that they're doing it for money. They're being scammed into thinking the shit is going to make them money. Wait, what do you mean? I don't understand. Who's thinking they're making money? I think you get dumber when you watch that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know about that. The higher ups. Oh, like the people that are greenlighting it? Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's absolutely part of it. I mean, look. I believe Barbie was the most successful movie of last year, right? It's super woke, dude. Like, it's super woke. And I think it sort of shows that there's definitely an audience for that kind of material. And there's also an audience that's just not going to be, like, not going to get as butthurt about it. You know what I mean? Like, even Rogan. Like, Rogan talked about this a couple of times on his podcast, where he was like, yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. And I feel like the people that are getting really upset about it or really offended by it are, like, that's silly. And to a degree, I agree. It's like, yeah, like, if you're really getting offended by the Barbie movie, you should probably check yourself a little bit. You know? So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think, you know, there's a big part of me that's just sick of those conversations and just really irritated by, you know, the fighting. And I think that, like, a lot of it's just, again, it's unfortunately, I think it's a lot of people looking to be offended. And I think most of the stuff that gets like the cream of the crop on YouTube or on social media, it's a weird way to say it because it's like, it's not really cream, but it's the stuff that has the most engagement is stuff that's either like, what the fuck, or I'm outraged by this, or, you know, this side is doing this again. And so you get a lot of engagement, comments, and fighting about those particular things, you know? Yeah. Barbie is not woke. It's just Barbie. No, it's woke, dude. Like, let's not be silly. It's a super woke movie. I don't think I'll ever watch Barbie, but not because it's woke. I just don't give a fuck. Yeah, for sure. But the Barbie marketing was much different before it came out. Yeah, but are you implying that the marketing hid the fact that a Barbie movie might be woke? Like, that just seems a little weird. It reminds me, too, of, like, the whole Super Mario Bros. Thing. When Super Mario Bros. Came out and the first trailer hit, bro, you had people being like, it's woke. And, like, hating it right away because of Peach. And then putting Peach in pants and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think this happens on both sides, but it's performative. Like, a lot of this shit is just performative. And it's people looking to get offended. Right? And so when it comes to, like, the culture war stuff, a lot of people are watching that shit and they're literally like, yo, that offends me. You know what I mean? And that's like real talk. And I remember there was like a slight civil war over on the anti-woke side of YouTube because some people didn't think it was woke. Some people love the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And then other people were like, no, it's woke. We can't support it and all that sort of shit, right? So I think a lot of that stuff, it's like performative. I think it's just people looking to be offended, you know? But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think they're setting Acolyte up for a bad time. And I think by, like, making interviews and statements like that as a big part of your marketing push is just obviously going to turn a lot of people off. You might think that's horrible. You might think that's so fucked up. But I think if you were being honest, you would also agree that it's true, right? Like, how is that? That shouldn't be controversial, right? Like, you know what the internet is like. You know what the current state of American politics is like, right? So that's what it is. So look, 60% of you identify as white. So 42% of you are not white. Scientific fact. There you go. Boom. Boom. See, like, dude, I'm just gonna probably do Q&A and get out of here. And it's like, it's nothing against you guys personally. Like, I've got a lot of love for you, but I'm really sick of just how stupid a lot of people are about this sort of stuff, right? And it's like I was saying before, it's this whole idea of like the bigotry of small differences and this sort of like Orwellian inability for us to even agree on what words mean. You know what I mean? And like, frankly, like I don't have time for it. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a beautiful family. I've got this beautiful house. I've got awesome stuff that I want to do. I really don't want to engage with a lot of the energy that a lot of you guys put out. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to. So I'm going to do Q&A and I'm going to get out of here, okay? Let's see what you have to say. Kyber Smith says, top of the morning to you, Josh. Let's fucking go. What's up, bro? Thanks, man. Rossi with a rose in. Appreciate you, brother. Kaylin says, Punisher is back. Superman sounds promising. Rebirth Island is back. Oh, is that true? X-Men 97, WrestleMania 40, and Monkey Man this weekend. Nerd Vengers for life. Dude, Monkey Man looks good. I kind of want to check that out. I'm also absolutely loving what The Rock is doing lately, man. The heel Rock is fantastic. Heel Rock is fantastic. I mean, the whole, from the promos to what he actually did to Cody Rhodes. And I saw today somebody had a painting of Rock, like holding Cody Rhodes' bloody face. And Rock made this hilarious post about buying it. And I thought that shit was awesome, man. I thought that shit was awesome. So I love the fact that Rock is back in there getting it done. That's cool. But yeah, Kaylin, we're living in kind of a golden age right now. It's cool. Justin Yale says, repping my fresh N-Men shirt today. Let's go. They're Avengers for life. Appreciate you, bro. Rossi says, the fan base has turned against Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. They no longer have faith in the company. And more importantly, they don't want to. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. No, I think that's true, man. I think that's true. Star Wars is in a really precarious spot, and I don't really have a lot of faith that they'll be able to pull themselves out of it. There was somebody on the Discord yesterday that was talking about this. You know, because I made a video yesterday about why I haven't given up on Marvel yet. It's kind of a different video than we usually do. But I'd recommend checking it out if you're interested, because it's like, it's authentically how I feel about Marvel. And there's like a big reason as to why I still have a lot of faith and hope in Marvel. And frankly, I'm still enjoying covering Marvel. Like, that's kind of a big part of it, is like, I can still find a lot of enjoyment from covering Marvel. I'm not really able to find that so much with Star Wars. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. We'll see, though. Hopefully they can pull it together. Jane says, when's the next Kickstarter? Yeah, bro, probably not for a while. Maybe I'll do something closer to when we get to print. That'll be like, you know, essentially like pre-orders or whatever. But even still, the people that are locked in on Kickstarter right now, they're going to get that shit first. I'm going to send that stuff out first. They're going to be the people we take care of first. And then we will figure out like more print and distribution and all that. So, Flipping the Bird. Appreciate the 5, man. Tim Davis says, Papa Josh, always forgot to tell you that I was in Orlando for Star Wars Celebration 2. It was awesome. Much love. Yeah. Dude, that's great. Did you make it into any of the big panels? I wonder if we were in the same vicinity with each other. That's kind of cool. That was one of the coolest experiences I've had as a Star Wars fan. And it's one of the things that I think about when I get really bitter about Star Wars, which definitely happens. I try to remember that I would not have had some of the experiences I've had without Disney. Kind of like weird to admit, but it's true. Like I would not have had some of the experiences I had without Disney. So you got to at least give him credit for that. Trev says, sounds like Gunn doesn't want to use the name Bizarro and instead just renaming him Ultraman. Yeah, maybe. You know, the other thing that's kind of weird about that is like, it does kind of feel like he's copying Zack Snyder's homework a little bit, right? So maybe we could see, like, I'm hoping there's like a noticeable difference or something else that's there, but it does kind of feel like he's copying his homework a little bit, you know? Kind of weird. Griff says, what project will officially kick off Gunn's DC? I think if you were to ask him, he would say, Creature Commandos? Creature Commandos and then Superman movie. So, yeah, we'll see. Vandolph the Black says, if Gunn wants to really honor DC, he must do Crisis. I mean, if he wants to do big and he has the runs that no one else has done well, that's true. Although there's been some animated Crisis that's fantastic. I think the one was just, I think it was Crisis on Two Earths, Crisis on Multiple Earths or something like that. Dude, that's a great adaptation. Like, I really do like that. I thought it was cool. Barry, welcome to the Nerd Avengers, baby. Alex says, haven't been able to make many streams lately, but Nerd Avengers for life. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Rashi says, I just want to say, as a hybrid Lebanese, I'm tired of Joshua's nerdy opposition on me and my kind. I need a safe space from him, Rose E. All right, ban Rossi, man. I've had enough of it. Ban his ass. Victor Gamore says, this video is cringe AF. Yeah, I cringe when I watch it. But other people don't. You know what I mean? That's cool. Lonzo says, the people are sniffing their own farts. Give me some good nerdy shit. That's it. Nerd Ventures for life. Appreciate you, Lonzo. Yeah, I tend to feel the same. John's Honest Take says, as a Hispanic, I never cared about someone looking like me. As a kid, I was Spidey, Blade, Power Rangers, anime characters, and a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people, you know? A long time ago, I did a stream with some guys, and we were talking about, like, representation in comics. And one of the things I found really interesting, and this has been something that's kind of bared out in the political space, too, is it was actually, like, a Mexican dude that hit me up and was like saying how much like the political correctness and a lot of the back then we called it like SJW stuff, now it's like woke or whatever, that all that stuff kind of offended him. And I was like, dude, what? That's crazy. But I think it's a little bit of like, I think to certain people it can feel patronizing and weirdly otherizing, right? And in the political space, man, you can see that a lot of people of color, whether they're, you know, just all sorts of people of color are like kind of leaning conservatively. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's kind of showing up in the polls. And I think that is in some ways a reaction to a conversation that was really had without the full scope of how people of those nationalities actually feel. Like, one of the things I always try to keep in mind is like, no group of people is a monolith. Meaning, the black community is not a monolith. The Mexican community is not a monolith. The white community is not a monolith. There is no like white community really, you know? So we should try to remember that a person's skin color or nationality does not make it so we automatically know what kind of things that person believes are actually best for them or their community. And I think in some ways, liberal Hollywood and a lot of just liberal people in general, they take what maybe comes from a good place and extend it into not nice place territories. I think that's some of the conflict that you begin to feel with regards to those situations. So, do you guys know or remember Gideon? Like, I don't know if you remember this, and I'll get off this topic soon, don't worry. But Gideon had, like, a conversation with Ethan Klein and was talking about liberal racism. And it, like, really offended Ethan, and he got, like, really uncomfortable about it. But, like, Gideon knew what he was talking about, and I think a lot of people feel that, too. There's, like, a otherizing that can happen even from liberals that seemingly come from a virtuous place because it still treats the person as a monolith, as something to be helped and catered to by the sort of force of power in a society, you know? There's like, these are complex issues. And I think any one person or any side that tries to minimize the issue to any one particular thing is just being sort of disingenuous, you know? Okay, let's see here. Rossi, wait. Rossi says, it took you so long to pronounce my name correctly. Rose E. I now feel gatekept from sci-fi. I feel savage, oppressed. Well, there you go. Rossi follows up with a 10 spot and says, Theory had Eric July on. What's the TLDR on him? I just know he's an indie comic book guy. Is he Josh approved? He seemed cool. Trolls were calling him a chicken for some reason in chat. No need to be brash. Let me see how to answer this. I don't really know too much about Eric July, to be honest with you. I supported ISOM #1. I have a copy of ISOM #1. It's not really my favorite thing, you know? But I obviously have respect for what he's been able to do in the business side of comics, and I think he's a net positive force for comic books overall. But I don't really know Eric. You know what I mean? I can't give you a Josh approval or disapproval on him because I don't really know the guy. He seems nice enough from what I know about him. Trolls in chat. I mean, look, trolls chat, that's just a chat. So that's just the internet. But yeah, no, I mean, that's cool. I don't, like I said, I don't really know a lot about Eric. So Vandolph the Black says, we talk about getting triggered, but no one talks about the bullet. They make the ammunition to keep the culture war going in these interviews for buzz. Do it 1970s style. Teasers, trailers. Wait, what do you mean here? We talk about getting triggered, but no one talks about the bullet. They make ammunition to keep the culture war going in these interviews for buzz. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of, we sort of spoke to this, and it's ironic because you're saying nobody talks about it, but we were literally talking about it. I feel like they're put in positions where they have to defend this. And I also think too, like, there's a part of this where, like, you got to understand that it's a bunch of Hollywood people. It's a bunch of California people. So, like, if you had a friend group, right, and you had a couple of friends that were from California, that would mean certain things. Number one, they're probably going to be forgetful, probably going to be late, and probably going to be pretty liberal. Like, that's just, like, a fair assessment of what those kind of people are like. So, like, I'll tell you, I had a advisor in college that was from California. And he was very Californian. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I will say about that. But yeah, I mean, I think to a degree, yeah, absolutely. These people want it to be riled up. And that's kind of what I was saying before. It was like, I wonder if the people behind this sort of stuff do it just to rile people up, get people irritated. You know what I mean? So that's part of it. And then I also think there's a part of it where certain people, like, they don't really want everybody to like what they say. You know what I mean? So I do think some people come to these sort of conversations hostile. And it's like, that's just the way they view it. And that's just like the way they view the other side, et cetera, et cetera. So they really do want to be hostile. So it's weird. Ross says, I'm LA to the Bay and proud of it. Hey, let me ask you something, Ross. Are you forgetful? Be honest. Are you a forgetful guy? Maybe not. I got a great memory, but I do be late. Well, there you go. About half of it was proven right there. Jared N says, whoever suggested that video, please stop. Anyway, Dune 2 goated. Lisan El Gaib. Any good comics dropped today? Den of Goats for all time, always. I haven't actually checked if any great comics come out today. I would imagine some cool ones came out, though. I'll check it out in a little bit. Appreciate the love, man. Leonard says, Superman sounds dope. Pumped for WrestleMania 40. Been a while, Josh, since I joined a live stream. Been busy. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Agent Llama, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. C-Dub says, rocking my new N-Men nerdy drip. I got the white hoodie, but my fave is the butter color with red. Rocky socks. Cody's, wait, what? Rocky socks? You're talking about The Rock? Cody's fam is going to come out and save him from the bloodline, and we'll get the strap. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess we'll see. You know, part of it, too, if you take a step back from, like, the narrative of what's going on, Rock is actually doing an incredible service for Cody. He's making this bigger than it would have been and really helping to build Cody up. You know what I mean? That's part of the thing is like the heel is so important to building up the face. So, yeah, man. It's good shit. I'm excited about it. Jeremiah Noble says, hey, Josh, much love. Appreciate your stance on certain issues. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thanks, man. We're doing really well, bro. Things are great. Things are great. All right, guys. I'll hang out in the chat for a little bit, and then I'm going to get on out of here. What else is on your mind? Let it out, man. How much butt hurt we have? Let it out. Are you angry? Are you triggered? Let it out, man. What are you thinking? Wait, what? A new Matrix movie in the work? With Drew Goddard writing and directing? Well, he's probably not doing Spider-Man 4 then. That's kind of interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I got to be honest. I'm maybe one of the only people on the planet that didn't mind the new Matrix movie. I thought it was cool. Free Kendall? Kendall's timed out, and depending on what he says when he comes back, he'll be timed out again. Dark Dragon Egg says, Josh, if you release a Nerdvenger or N-Men hat, I'll buy them. Yeah, I'd like to actually get that sorted out. Got to get in there and check it out. What time is the Nerdvenger stream tonight? 7 p.m., baby. 7 p.m. Me too, Josh. I like the new Matrix. I just thought it was, like, kind of cool. You know, thought it was kind of cool. That Matrix movie is trash. I know. That's the popular opinion. A lot of people feel that way. Give me an N-Men trucker hat snapback. Yeah, we got to get that going on for show. Yeah. R.I.P. Ed Pisker. Absolutely. That was a tough one for me personally. That was tough. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Andor? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. all day. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. all day, baby. Trucker hat snapback would be dope. It would be. It would be. Do you think Gunn Superman will be better than Man of Steel? You know what? This might shock you. I hope so. Because I love Man of Steel. I really do. Like, I think Man of Steel is great. I think it's brilliant. Oh, wait, shit. Okay, never mind. Sorry. But for the sake of comics, for the sake of comic book movies, I truly hope that Gunn's Superman is better. For sure. Free Kendall, free Kendall. Kendall's just been timed out, man. Kendall's just been timed out. And like, I gotta be honest, I might time him out again. I might time out a bit. I might ban Kendall permanently. Geeky says, hey, Josh. Hey, what's up, man? I took all your scoops earlier, and they're all mine now. But much love, dude. Hope you're doing well. What did they say? I don't even remember what Kendall said. He's drunk with power. Does it seem like I am? I don't think so. I'm just trying to preserve the stream. Like, here's the thing. Like, real talk. Like, one of the things, there was a discussion that was had a couple of weeks ago when Hassan Piker came out and was like, streaming is more difficult than a real job. And the thing is, like, it's not at all. But part of the reason it's not is because when you have somebody in chat that's disruptive or that's for whatever reason you're getting triggered by or whatever, you can like ignore them or block them. So it's actually my job to do whatever I have to do to whoever in chat to make sure that the stream can be chill. That's what it is. And it's not anything personal. It's just like, yo, for whatever reason, this day, you're pissing me off and you're gone. And that's great. Like, that's literally what it should be. And we've had this before with Veed. We've had this before with Trev. In fact, I'm sure many of you were either timed out or blocked or something like that. It's nothing personal. Jessica. Yeah, you got to keep it chill, man. Yeah. No, it's like, that's the thing. Like, you guys can do all that. It's really not a problem. But it's like, I have to recognize, not in you, but in me, when it's like, okay, that's too far. I got to get you out of here. So, I've been timed out. Yeah, I bet you have. Appreciate it, LOL. Guess you don't want the new info. Oh my God. I was timed out last Avenger stream for commenting on Josh's back. Lesson learned. Yeah. I think there's, like, I banned Dr. Wargod. So if Dr. Wargod is in here, like, your chats aren't showing up, bro. I banned you. I think it was like a week ago or something. You know what I mean? Lizzo is Darth Nihilus IRL. Maybe. Maybe. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Much love. Much love. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. Oh, my God, that's loud as fuck. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Much love, guys. Hope you have a good day, man. For real, for real. Appreciate your time, attention, likes, subscribes, chats, comments. Appreciate it all. Remember, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt.